Hi guys, Nishant here. In this tutorial, I'm going to teach you about PHP function. PHP has more than 1000 inbuilt function. We can summarize them into 4 types: user-defined function, function with argument, function with default argument, and function with returning value. Besides the inbuilt function, we can create our own function. A function is a block of a statement that can be used repeatedly in a program. A function will be executed by a call to that function. A function name can start with a letter or an underscore but cannot start with a number. So let's take a look at some practical example. I've already opened XAMPP control panel and started Apache and MySQL. Here I am using Sublime Text Editor. I've already saved the program as function.php. So now let's just start with writing PHP opening and closing tag. I'm using h2 tag so that you can understand it better. Semicolon. So first I'm going to teach you user defined function. So now we are going to define a function. And now we are going to write the name of the function. The name of the function will be sumall, curly brackets. So we have defined a function called sumall. Now we are going to declare 3 variables. $x, his value is 10, $y, its value is 12, and $total, that will sum up the above x and y. Now I am using echo to print 2 particular things. So for the first thing, I am going to use bold to make it bold, and that will be the name of the function, sumall. The next thing I am going to print is function returns the total of $x and $y, there is $total. Now the last thing is we are going to call that function, semicolon, and save it. Now let's open web browser and go to localhost / folder name is tutorial / file name is function.php. the user defined function, this is our h2 tag. This is the first sentence that we have printed, and this is the second sentence. The function returns the total of 10 and 12, that is 22. So that was for user defined function. Now we are going to take a look at what is function with arguments. So now we are going to write PHP opening and closing tag. So what is function through arguments? Information can be passed to functions with the help of argument. An argument is just like a variable. Arguments are specified after the function name inside the parenthesis. You can add as many arguments as you want, just separate them with comma. So let's take a look. First I am going to use echo tag. Inside that I am going to use h2 tag. So this is function with arguments semicolon. Now we are going to define a function. Naming the function as values. So inside this parenthesis we are going to pass two arguments, that is $x, separating them using comma, $y. Now we are going to start writing function inside curly brackets. So echo, let's say x comma y, value is $x comma $y, using br tag for spacing. So here what am I doing is printing the value of x and y, declaring each and every time function is called. So now I'm going to specify those values. So values, as we have written its name, is 1 separated by comma, then 5, sorry, so let's just do that using this only. So here I'm going to write about 5 different values, so let's just do that. So one is 1 5, 2 4, 3 3, 4 2, and 5 1. Here we are giving the value to x and y. That are the argument we have passed inside the function. So now let's just save it, and we have to mention semicolon here first, and let's just hope everything is good to go. So save it, open localhost, refresh it. So function with argument. So here the value that we have given inside the argument have been passed to the function, and the value to those variables called x and y is given as a result. So that's all for function with arguments. So now we are going to take a look at function with default arguments. So for that we are going to again start writing by PHP opening and closing brackets. So echo, again using h2 tag, function with default arguments. So now let's just define our function. Let's say the name of function is set value. Oops. And let's just declare 2 arguments in it with its value. So $x whose value is $50, comma, that is used to separate two arguments. Second is $y, whose value is 100. So let's start writing our code inside the curly braces. So echo the value of x comma y, as we did in above case, is $x comma $y, again using br for spacing. Now instead of giving just the values, here we are using set values because it is the name of the function. So set value, see it comes up, semicolon. Here we are going to specify different values. So let's say I'm using 350, separating by comma, and the value is 20. Let me do the same thing as we did above. Four times here, but in this case, in the last one, I will not give any value. So let's see what happens. So first, save it, go to localhost and refresh the page. As you can see, the program has taken three values from what we have defined here, but in the last case it has taken its predefined value, that is what we called default value, that is 50 for x and 100 for y. So that is what we called function with default arguments. So next we are going to take a look at function with returning values. So again, starting PHP opening and closing tag, okay. So again using echo to use h2 tag, function with returning values. So here I am going to define a function called sum. Inside that I am going to pass two arguments inside the parenthesis called $x separated by comma and $y. Opening the curly braces, I am going to define another variable inside this called $z. So $z will sum up $x plus $y. So now to let a function return a value, we have to use a return statement. So let's write it down. Return $z semicolon. So this will return the sum value of x and y with z. Oops, semicolon. So now what we are going to print is echo. We are going to give different values for x and y. So let's go do that. 10 plus 20 equal to dot sum, that is the name of the function, 10 comma 20, that is the value passed for this case, dot, here we are going to use br, So let's just copy this whole sentence and give 2 or 3 values more. Okay, so let's change the value to 20 and 30, and for this case it's 30 and 40. Same here, 20, 30, 40 and it's 30. So let's just save the program again, localhost, refresh the page. So function with returning value. So what this did is it took the value from what we have given inside the echo, and it has returned the value of z as total of x and y. So that's all for function. In this tutorial we take a look at user defined function, function with arguments, and function with default arguments, along with function with returning value. That's all for this tutorial. Thank you.